Why do you think President Zelensky has said this? Is it to do with that diplomatic note that Russia has sent to the US?
Well, it's always been the case that Russian military doctrine views the transition to nuclear warfare as a more fluid thing rather than the Western view of significant steps being taken. The Russians are bogged down. If they want to break out from where they're bogged down, then a nuclear weapon might do it. The West wouldn't need to use a nuclear weapon to do that because our artillery and other firepower is somewhat more effective.
It's a terrifying prospect, but talk us through what it might actually mean, because it's not a nuclear. It's unlikely to be, I guess, a nuclear weapon as we sort of generally think of them, isn't it?
Well, I mean, a nuclear weapon is a very large bang, and that gives you a blast of light and a blast of radiation, and then a very significant shockwave. And the net result is Hiroshima or Nagasaki, and that's what we've all seen. A tactical nuclear weapon is a little bit smaller than that, perhaps half of Hiroshima, and usually they would be airburst and they would seek to destroy enemy in perhaps a square kilometre or thereabouts. If the enemy's sitting in armoured vehicles, then unless they're very, very close, they'll probably survive and be able to fight on in some way, shape or form. The thing that everyone worries about with nuclear weapons is fallout, and that's really made up of two things. First, it's the residue of the fissile material, which is not a huge amount. But if the fireball touches the ground, it then sucks up and irradiates a large amount of dirt, and then you will get a cloud of fallout drifting on the wind and gently landing on whatever in its way, very much like the cloud from Chernobyl did. Well, of course, that means that the difficult bit about nuclear weapons is making sure the wind's blowing the right way for a much longer period than you'd be worried about chemical weapons.